You're in for a treat. I am working with a manifesting generator. I'm a manifesting generator. And the client came to me because she'd hired someone to write her copy for her, build her funnel for her. It was strategic. It was like polished and optimized and supposed to be the chef's kiss. But we all know where the story is going. It wasn't actually aligned to her, and it was diluting her authority, causing her to question her abilities, question her sales skills. And we're going to dive in this episode, and I'm going to show you exactly why. And I'm guessing that you might be doing the same thing because I see this a lot with manifesting generators that come to me. We're really, really good at execution. The thing we struggle with, though, is sometimes slowing down enough to ask ourselves the harder questions. Is this in alignment? Is this actually what I want to be talking about? Because when we execute on the strategy and do the strategy, but we're not in alignment with the actual messaging, we are going to attract women that are stuck, women that hesitate, or clients that hesitate to invest. Sales calls that are full of objections. We feel drained. We doubt our abilities. The strategy works on paper, but it doesn't actually feel like us. Okay. And I totally get it because I am Manny Jen. If we are new here, I would love for you to follow along if this information is all the things that you are obsessed with as well. I am Rachel Weaver, and I incorporate human design and AI with messaging so that women just like you, or men, if you're a man in my audience, can actually show up authentically in whatever strategy you so choose. But it's you that gets to show up, your authentic self, because when we show up as our authentic self is when we don't have to sell so freaking hard, and clients come to us because they know that we are the one for them, because everything we say is like, it resonates on such a soul level. Only we can say it the way that they need to hear it. It's like when you see, I've noticed this with watching different self-development type videos on YouTube. There's lots of people that talk about self-development and mindset work and all of those things, but they each have their own flavor, their own way of talking about the thing and talking about the topic. And one will really resonate with me, where someone else, I'm like, yeah, I get it, but it doesn't stick as well as the way that this other person described it. That's what I'm talking about. We can be talking about the same thing, but we do it in our own unique way. And a lot of times marketing strips that authentic voice right out of you and puts you up into your head, making you think you need to show up and talk a certain way. And you don't. You get to show up as yourself. Okay. So let's get into the topic today on manifesting generators and how we are literally attracting the wrong people sometimes, and how we can actually attract the right people. So we're fast. We've mentioned this before. We are fast. We're multi-passionate. We're deep. We are meant to respond really quickly and do things really quickly. The problem becomes we do them so quickly that we don't stop to ask ourselves deeper questions on, like, is this actually sacrally lighting me up? Is this my passion? Am I doing this just because someone said it sells? Am I doing it because someone was like, or some coach was like, this is how you get success? There is, and even more so, I think, for manifesting generators, is that success is not linear. It is going to go all over the freaking place. It's not this linear trajectory. And so oftentimes we forget that we get to go fast, and then we can come back and fix things. We can go and take the next big leap, all the while asking and continually asking, is this in alignment for me? And the amazing thing, this is what I love about human design, is that you're going to know when it's out of alignment. You're going to feel it in your body. Okay. And there are 3 signs. You're going to not only feel it in your body, but you're going to see it in your reality too. But there are 3 signs that you are most certainly diluting your authority, attracting the wrong people, and not truly being your authentic self within the strategies that you're doing. And I'm talking any strategy. This could be sales calls to, or like ads to sales calls, or it could be in your content on Instagram. It could be creating YouTube videos. There are 3 specific signs that you will know that you are not speaking in alignment with your truth, with your most magnetic message. Number 1 is that the strategy looks good on paper. It's even may sound good on paper, like having an AI bot that spits out exactly what you need to be saying to quote unquote sell. But in you, it feels like there's nothing exciting about it. You're just there to do the thing. Like there's no excitement, there's no passion, nothing. You are just showing up, doing the thing. And I think we can get caught in this when we're just getting started and everyone is telling you all these different things of how to do it. So you're like, okay, I got to show up and I got to write content every day and I have to do this. And so you start to just tick off boxes and you're not actually in it. You're not actually putting your authentic self in it. And it sounds polished. It sounds pretty good, but it's not powerful. And it's 100% not going to reach your dream clients. You may get people, but those are going to be the fence sitters, the ones that have a bajillion objections. If they do buy, they're going to be a pain in your butt to coach, to work through because they will ask questions. They will be incessant. They don't own their own power. And what's actually happening is that you haven't truly owned your unique take on that strategy. So the strategy, I mean, it could be ads to a masterclass to a sales call, but if the positioning in this isn't you, so like my one-on-one client, she came to me, like it sounded perfect. They wrote all of the ads, or they wrote all of it. They positioned her in a way that sells, but it wasn't what she wanted to be talking about. They wanted to position her as an ADHD specialist. And she was like, okay, if that's what works. But it wasn't what she was excited about. And the more that she tried to pretend that that was it and pretend that, yes, I can do this, the more sales calls she got on and the more objections she got, the more she actually thought she was bad at selling. And I'm like, you're not bad at selling. You are just not selling something you're excited about. Do you know how much easier it is to sell something when you know exactly what you want to say and you're so freaking excited about it? Like, you know, this is going to change their life. It's so easy to sell. There's no objections because if someone doesn't get it, they're not right for it. So instead, what we did is we looked at her chart, looked at what the energies were saying, what her sun gate was, she has the 3420, understanding what the power of her work really was, and positioned her to be an expert in that, in what only she can do, right? And then rewrite the whole sales page or the opt-in page, the masterclass. And now she's getting on calls with people that are excited, like, oh, tell me more. Like there are way less objections, if any. She's excited to be on those calls. She feels good about the message that she's putting out there. It's still the same strategy. It's just her interpretation, her showing up in her authentic self. And oftentimes the shadow that comes up with this is positioning that's not you. That is the big theme. When you do a strategy, someone will almost always give you a messaging with that. This is my little soapbox moment, but when a business strategist or somebody that specializes in ads or specializes in launching whatever, they will give you a messaging strategy because they know messaging is important, but they only understand messaging from their energy and from their point of view. So if someone is a generator, right? If they have this methodology, this launch methodology, they will create messaging that worked for them as a generator. But if a projector comes in and tries to use that same messaging strategy, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel like them. It's going to feel contrived, and they may see success with it, but more often than not, they just get frustrated and then think the strategy doesn't work. It's not that the strategy doesn't work. It's that you haven't put your authentic self into that strategy. Symptom number 2 is that you're attracting those half-in clients. These are the fence sitters, right? When you are not showing up as your authentic self, it's like they only get half of you. So they're only giving half of themselves. You're not so freaking on fire for what you have to say. And I see this so often, a lot in projectors, but a lot across the board, is that you're up in your head trying to make the messaging work and sound like you're taking in all this guru information and this is how it's supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to talk about. And you're completely forgetting yourself. You're completely forgetting, what do I actually want to talk about? What do I actually want to show up and help people with? And so therefore, you're kind of half in it, half energized, half whatever. And so you attract the people that are kind of half in it as well. And those people are going to have a ton of objections. If you are facing objection after objection after objection, and you feel like you have to convince someone to work with you, it's not your sales skills. You need to go figure out your messaging. You need to figure out what you're known for and why people hire you. Because once you figure that out, the objections go away. Really, truly. The third symptom is over explaining on your calls. So this is when you get on a call with someone and you can't stop talking. You're scared they're going to say no. You're scared that they're not going to get it. And so you over explain and you justify and you teach them, oh my God, and you coach them on a consultation call. If you're coaching on a consultation call, stop. That is not what they are for. You are not giving your free coaching. No, consultation calls are for figuring out where a client is, where they want to go, and whether or not you can help them get there. That's what those calls are for. And to make sure that you guys jive personally, but mostly is to figure out where they are, where they want to go, and if you can help them. Okay. You're not coaching. You're not convincing. You are simply going, okay, you're here and you want to go there. Awesome. I can get you there. Here's what that would look like. That's it. So if you're over explaining things, you need to come back to your messaging and truly understand why would someone hire you? What makes you so special? Because you are special. Okay. So if we go back to this manifesting generator client, she had positioned herself in a niche she didn't want long term. It was not something she did not want to be known as the ADHD lady. That was not what she wanted. ADHD was part of the story, but not as the center of her messaging and what she wants to be known for. And I understand why this program positioned her that way, because ADHD is a very surface level thing. It's in marketing speak, meeting your person where they're at is important, and understanding kind of what that surface level thing is important. But there's lots of surface level things you can do. And ADHD wasn't the thing that she was excited about. And to top that off, it was attracting people that weren't invested in actually making changes. They were kind of stuck in the identity of someone with ADHD, that I can't do all the things because I'm ADHD. No, I mean, I will totally stand on the soapbox of you get to be what you want. So if that's what you want, then fine. But her messaging was emphasizing this pain that actually didn't match the way that she wanted to show up. Okay. It was muting the way that she wanted to really communicate. She's, like I said, the 2034 channel, very in the moment. She was trying to follow a script and just sucking the life out of the moment. If you're a 2034 channel, and several other channels that are very in the moment, if you're splenic, having a script that you're supposed to follow is going to suck the energy out of you. You're going to overthink. You're going to feel robotic in the conversation or on the video, whatever you're doing. It's going to feel like so you're just reading a script instead of actually showing up and being present and sharing your genius. You're overthinking it way too much in your head. And I will preach till the cows come home that it is about being in your body and allowing the message to flow through you, being a channel. My Mercury gate is gate 12, which is being the channel, being able to talk about work, talking about what you do in a way that feels like it's just effortless. And it flows and you don't have to think so freaking hard about it. So we switched from this positioning that was pigeonholing her into something she wasn't excited about to what she actually wanted to do, which is work with women that have been trained to hold it all for everyone, but they're silently crumbling on the inside and burnt out. I will say burnt out is one that you have to be careful with. But in this case, we were talking to the woman that was done. was like, I can't do another day like this. I can't hold it all for any. This is not the life that I want. This is not the life that I want to continue living. I want to change. And that right there is everything when you're speaking to someone that is ready to invest. If you want people that are ready to invest, you have to speak to that moment that they're like, I'm done and this is priority. I'm done with whatever that catalyst moment is. I am ready to put some money on the table. This is priority number one. I have a little story about that I feel like I want to caveat. So we have a naturopath doctor for my daughter, and I love what she does. Like, I am all about the naturopathic stuff and homeopathy, all of it. I love it. And she has a little collective where you learn about homeopathy and all these more traditional ways of treating illness in your body and helping your body run and function the way it was meant to. And it's not overly expensive. But I did run through my head of like, is this a priority for me right now? Is this something that I am like, yes, I can commit to going to the live calls. I can commit to going through the content that she's giving. Like, this is how people make decisions. They're going, is this my priority right now? So if you're talking to someone and it's not a priority for them, that's when you're going to face objections. So instead, talk to the person that's like, I'm done. I am so ready for this. Maybe in the naturopath case, it's like they had an experience with normal or quote unquote normal doctors. And they're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to learn this for myself. That's the catalytic moment. Okay. So we redesigned her messaging with that catalytic moment in mind, what she really wanted to be known for in a way that felt like her, and redid the opt-in page, redid her masterclass. And she already has new calls booked and she hasn't even started ads up again, all because it's her. And I'm so, so excited for her to get back into doing sales calls because I know without a doubt she's going to be booking clients in like this. She's going to be like, I'm not bad at sales. No, you're not. You just have to have and we didn't even change her offer. And I think that's the thing I want you to see with this too. It wasn't that we changed her offer. We just changed how we were talking about it and how it was positioned. My whole point with this Many Gens is that when you are doing any kind of strategy, we need to step back and make sure that the messaging within it is still you. You still get to show up as yourself, that you're not trying to overthink anything. You're not, like I said, like if you have in the moment energy, you're not trying to follow a script. Or if you have if you're a storyteller and everything is about pain points in your marketing, that's a problem. Understanding how your energy works is going to make these strategies catapult. The strategy doesn't matter what the strategy is, as long as you get to show up as your authentic self within that strategy. That's the key with all of this. So if your strategy feels like it's not working, if it feels like I just don't want to do it, or it feels hard, or you're getting lots of objections, look at your human design. There's a key in there, 100%. And if you want me to look at it and give you my advice and show you exactly what I'm seeing of, oh yeah, here's why that strategy feels really tough. There's audits below to a link. I do recorded audits for people looking at your human design and your messaging and helping you spot the gaps so that you don't have to sit here and go, what am I supposed to say? I don't know. I'll show you. And if you want a custom report showing you how to use your human design, the codex is also below. So excited for the last thing. Last thing. I'm creating an AI bot with all of this methodology in it. If you want more information on that, comment bot below and I will get you information on that. And if you are in a Many Gen, just be so mindful of what strategy you're doing and how you're showing up within that strategy. All right, my friends, we'll see you next week.